Imagine this. You're at the store picking up a cheap t-shirt made in Bangladesh or a smartphone assembled in China. It feels like a steal, right? But here's something you might not realize. You pay for global trade even if you never buy imports. How? Through a hidden tax that's buried deep in your everyday expenses. Today, we're diving into the hidden tax you pay to protect global shipping. Stick around because this connects the dots from warships on the ocean straight to the price of your morning coffee. Over 90% of global trade, everything from oil and electronics to food and clothes, travels by sea. That's trillions of dollars worth of stuff moving across the oceans every single year. But these routes aren't just open highways, they're vulnerable sea lanes, narrow passages where a single disruption can grind the world economy to a halt. Think of choke points like the Strait of Hormuz, where around 20% of the world's oil passes through, or the Red Sea, handling 12% of global trade via the Suez Canal. Without safe passage in these spots, prices skyrocket fast. And who's keeping them safe? Mostly the US military, along with help from allies. But protection like that isn't free. It's a massive operation involving navies, aircraft carriers, and constant patrols that cost billions every year. Part of the broader defense budget, well over $800 billion annually, is funded by your taxes, and a significant chunk goes toward defending these global oil supplies and shipping routes. Now here's the core idea. This military protection is basically an invisible economic subsidy baked right into the prices of everything you buy. Governments, especially the US, foot the bill for securing these sea lanes, which keeps shipping cheap and efficient. Without it, companies would pay way more for insurance, extra security, or long detours, and those extra costs would get passed straight on to you, the consumer. Let me break it down simply. The US Navy patrols global waters to deter pirates, terrorists, and hostile nations. This ensures the uninterrupted flow of goods, supporting millions of American jobs and trillions in commerce every year. But it's a subsidy because taxpayers cover those huge costs, allowing cheap goods to stay cheap. For example, when threats spike, like the ongoing attacks in the Red Sea, ships have to reroute around Africa. That adds $1 million or more in fuel per trip, and it can push container shipping costs from around $1,500 up to $6,000 or higher. Insurance premiums? They've jumped dramatically, sometimes by 1,000% in peak crisis moments. Studies show that doubling shipping rates can add about 0.7% to global inflation. We've seen this play out in real time during the Red Sea disruptions, where container rates have surged multiple times over. And even now, in 2026, threats continue to force reroutes and keep costs elevated. Even if you think, I don't buy imports, think again. Domestic products, like your American-made car, often rely on imported parts. The whole economy benefits from stable trade, which helps keep inflation low overall. This hidden tax lives in your federal taxes, funding the Navy's role in what experts call policing the global commons. It's why other nations sometimes free ride on US protection, like countries like China get a huge portion of their oil through lanes we help secure, yet they don't contribute to the cost. Let's connect geopolitics directly to your wallet with some real-world examples. Take the Red Sea crisis. Since late 2023, Houthi militants in Yemen, backed by Iran, have launched hundreds of attacks on ships using drones and missiles. This ties back to broader conflicts like Israel-Hamas. Ships now detour around Africa, adding 10 to 14 days and 40% more fuel. Suez Canal traffic has dropped by over 50% at times. Trade volumes halved, and the knock-on effects hit everything from electronics and furniture to oil prices. The U.S. response has included operations like Prosperity Guardian, a multinational naval force launching strikes on Houthi targets, each costing millions in missiles and resources. But even with that effort, the route hasn't fully reopened safely. Remember Somali piracy back in the early 2010s? Pirates hijacked ships off East Africa, costing the global economy billions yearly in ransoms and skyrocketing insurance. The fix came from international naval task forces, including US and European ships, that patrolled and slashed attacks by 90%. But again, that protection was paid for by taxpayers worldwide, with the heaviest burden on Americans. Then there's the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has seized tankers and threatened closures amid sanctions. In past flare-ups, the U.S. deployed carriers and Marines to deter escalation. Without that presence, oil prices could spike 20 to 30%, adding cents to every gallon of gas you pump. And don't forget the South China Sea, where China claims vast areas, harasses ships, and builds military outposts. U.S. freedom of navigation operations keep those lanes open, but rising tensions risk bigger disruptions to trillions in annual trade. These aren't abstract stories. When sea lanes face trouble, prices rise everywhere. The Russia-Ukraine war spiked wheat prices 40% due to Black Sea blockades, until naval escorts and other measures helped reopen routes. Military action stabilizes trade, but you pay the bill through taxes while enjoying those subsidized cheap imports. So why does this idea spread so quickly? It connects big geopolitics straight to your personal wallet. That bargain import isn't just about efficient manufacturing, it's subsidized by military muscle you help fund. Even if you don't shop imports directly, higher global costs mean inflation trickles into everything. Rethink those deals. Without sea lane protection, your groceries could cost 5 to 10% more from supply disruptions. Gas prices, potentially up 20% from oil risks. Electronics and other goods could jump 15 or more percent from reroutes. And it's not just the US, allies contribute, but the burden falls unevenly, letting some nations benefit without paying their share. In the end, the hidden tax for protecting global shipping is the price of living in a connected world. It keeps trade flowing and prices relatively low, but it's funded by you, whether you buy imports or not. Next time you grab a deal at the store, remember the warships making it possible. What do you think? Should other countries pay more for this protection? Let me know in the comments. If this made you rethink why goods feel so cheap, give it a like, subscribe for more deep dives into hidden economics, and share it with a friend. Thanks for listening. Stay curious.